Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. I haven't been live for a minute. I feel like I haven't been live since like Saturday. Did you miss me? I hope y'all missed me. I miss y'all. How y'all doing? Okay. How your mama's doing? Okay. How your daddy's doing? Okay, how your children doing? Okay, how whoever around your life, how are they doing? Okay, look, I have been putting out content, okay, as premieres, trying to post stuff in the daytime and not only go live at night. But hello, everybody, okay, hello, everyone. It is Wednesday. Okay, it is hump day. Now I want to forewarn y'all, if y'all hear me panic and scream and run and whatever, y'all like what's going on, it's okay. It's a water. I saw a water bug in my house yesterday. I saw a water bug in my kitchen. I have never in my life seen a water bug ever. Okay. And when I tell you I panicked, and I had a whole conniption because it's in my kitchen somewhere, like under my sink or whatever, and I think it's gonna come kill me. So if I happen to see it crawling across my kitchen floor, because I can see my kitchen from here, if I happen to see it out of my peripheral, I'm gonna scream. Okay, now it never came out last night. Okay, but I'm just forewarning y'all just in case. So y'all won't think, what's wrong with Jaylee? If the water bug show his face, I'm gonna have a conniption. I'm gonna still try to kill it with my little thing or whatever, but we're gonna see. Okay, we're gonna see. Anyway, I had to forewarn y'all because again, I don't want y'all panicking. When I'm panicking, y'all have to just bear with me and know I'm killing the damn bug. Okay, water bugs look like cockroaches on steroids, and I'm not used to bugs. Okay, all I know is little house flies, little centipede, maybe a spider. I don't know nothing about no water bugs. Okay, I almost gonna move out my house last night at 11:30 p.m. Okay, got up and called my mama, panicking with combat boots on, some home defense spray, and a Swiffer stick to kill it from a distance. You hear me? So I just want to forewarn y'all, okay? Because, girl, it was a time last night. Okay, anyway. Hey, y'all. Okay, we're here for some foolishness. Not that much stuff, but a little bit of stuff. I have pieced together a good little gossip chat since I have not done one in about a week, okay? But, yeah. Now, look, I want y'all to know again, if you have not already done so, I need y'all to do a couple things for me, okay? Like subscribing to my channel to do what? Become a whole JayBird. Become a what? Become a whole JayBird. JayBird, dot, and dot, okay? It's the thing to do. Okay. Also, make sure to follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, on Twitter, on TikTok. Okay. Please like the video, please and thank you. Okay. Y'all know to share the video, please and thank you. And y'all don't also comment in the comment section because it's a conversation between me, y'all, them, they, he, she, or whoever else is around here. Okay. Now, as I told y'all, I have been around here posting content. Boom. Okay. If you do not know, we live right now. Okay. We live right now. But videos. Okay. I did the whole escape show. Boom, pal, right there. I did the whole I had a quick conversation by Phaedra and them. We're gonna have a conversation today. My Potomac review was right too. We're gonna chit chat a little bit about some of the stuff, but I want to remind y'all that I am not only live at nighttime. I'm not putting up content in the daytime. So please, just once a day, go check my channel. Okay, go check my channel. It's the thing to do. You hear me? It's the thing to do. Anyway, okay, I'm just telling y'all what's going on. Now look, I am here. Where you at? Where I'm at? Boom. Hi. Hello. I got my hair up in the bun because if I see the water bug, I can't have my hair, because last time I had to get out of my way. I ain't got time for that. I have to have it up and ready to battle a punk old water bug. Okay, yesterday it drains me. I was so scared because I had never in my life seen a bug. Anyway. But how y'all? Oh, thank you, Summer, for the super sticker. Okay, thank you. Oh, also thank you for the Cash App. Thank you, okay? But hey, to the people around here, okay? I hope everybody will have a good day today. Okay, I hope whatever day you had around here, it's a good one. It's going to stay a good day. It's going to be a good day, okay? And all of that. Okay, but hey, to the hand purple blue face, hand purple blue piece hand, purple blue piece hand, all that. Okay, I hate that it don't show up. But hey, to the people. Okay, I'm trying to click around here to say hi to everybody. Hey, and another one. Okay, look, Bishop Robbery won't leave us alone. He keep me in business every day. There's always something, and so many people, so many JayBirds either tag me in posts or sent me the stuff in my DM. I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, y'all make sure when Bishop Robbie do something, we know. Okay, I hit a spider, and look, if I see a spider, I can react because I know it's a spider. I'm scared, but I'm aware it's a spider. So this is what happened. I was in my kitchen. I had not ate all day yesterday because sometimes I don't eat, whatever. And I was like, I need some food because if not, I'm gonna be really tired the following day. And so I'm gonna do a little tater tot, little fish fillet. And I went in my kitchen, cut the light on. It was maybe like 10:45 at night. And cut my iPad on to watch a little bit of more Yellowstone. And I was leaning on my kitchen counter and I grabbed, I don't know. I had just happened to look over and I was like, what is that shadow in my sink? It was one skillet in a bowl in my sink, and it was just a little dark, I was like, why is it a shadow in my sink? And I kind of looked and I was like, oh, what is that? Because I did not know what it was. It was so big. Water bugs, which I did not know are big. They're big. Okay. I'm not used to that. I'm not. And so I'm having a heart attack. I'm screaming loud. My neighbor probably thought I was going crazy. And I'm looking for something to smash it with from a distance. I can't get up close and kill no bug. I have a Swiffer. I keep a Swiffer to stab stuff from a distance, okay? And I went and grabbed the Swiffer. And when I turned back around, the damn bug was like slowly crawling out I was like, it's going to murder me. I'm going to die. The bug is taking me out. Lord Jesus, why have you forsaken me to be taken out by this bug? And it tried to stay like on my sink. Like it crawled down the front of my sink and like in the cabinets under I was like, it's in the cabinets. It's in the house. The bug is in the house. And I had to put on some combat boots. I had to go grab the home defense spray. The damn spray on the home defense spray was broken. I don't know why. So I had to pour the home defense spray in the empty spray bottle. Because I got to spray the damn thing. Wasted I don't know how much home defense spray on the floor. Because I can't get to my sink. Because why? The bug over there. Okay, the bug is over there. I can go over there. And it was a whole just a mess. And I threw all the food away because I had sprayed stuff. And now I got time to play with it. I then took out, like, you know how we have empty bags under our sinks, all trashed, and I have not went under my, because it's somewhere under my sink. It did not fall on the floor. It crawled underneath the sink, which is dark. And so I said, because my kitchen, I had all the lights off. It sitting in the sink in the darkness or whatever. And I said, well, I just have to leave the lights on forever. My lights came. I slept the kitchen light, my living room light, the light in my second bedroom. It's gonna be on forever. I just can't cut it off. Okay. I sprayed a whole. Look, I still had the home defense spray sitting by me because if I see it from my peripheral over there, I gotta kill it. So yeah, until my clean lady come. And when she come, I'm going to say, everything under my sink, throw it away. Because if it's under there dead, she can get it out. I ain't going up under there. I'm not. So yeah. I can do a spider. Can't do no goddamn water bug. Okay? But I'm just, Summer, I promise you, I said, Mama, I got to move. I have to just give up my place, move out today, and be gone. It was a whole ordeal. I was like, ma'am, I can't. I'm thinking a lot more on this fake robbery. Me too. I'm loving your energy. Thank you, Brianna R. Okay. I appreciate that y'all appreciate my foolishness and my energy. Okay, because I give it for y'all. Okay, if I see a water bug in my house, I just assume it was. I don't even tell you that's what I thought. That's what I thought. It was gonna be. Jesus, take me now. I was on FaceTime with my mama, like, I don't know what to do. I gotta move. I have to leave. But I sprayed the home defense so much. Any bug that could be in my kitchen has to be dead by now. Okay. And I sat here and watched the kitchen. There's no door, between my kitchen and my dining room. So I sat here and just watched to make sure the bug didn't crawl out nowhere. But again, I feel like the kitchen is, it was in the sinks. I'm like, it probably came up from the drain. So the drain is now, I have a stopper thing in there. Can't let it come up. I poured a whole bottle of home defense down my drain. I just can't use my kitchen no more. I can only use all the other parts of my house except my kitchen. And if I go in my kitchen, I gotta put on boots because I gotta stump the dang girl. I'm stop. Let's keep going because I ain't got time. Okay, because I was just like, Okay. Hey, he caught alive. It's Mrs. Parker to you. Okay. Yes. Because see, look. Bun life. First of all, I'm taking my braids out next weekend. Not this weekend. Next weekend. Because I have to do it. I have to do it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, y'all, look, it's a lot of comments. Scroll on past, okay? It's there. I don't know. And I didn't have any standing water in my sink. Nothing. It was a dry skillet, a dry bowl, and a knife and a fork. And it was just sitting in the sink. And I keep, because I don't eat every day because somebody I just don't have appetite. Sometimes but I was in my kitchen the day before yesterday and there was no bug in there. but the light is always dark in there. So I know it's the dark area. The sink is the sink. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like it went up under the sink and it's just in there. I don't have time to be here, but I want to move out. My husband showed me some mess on IG with all these snakes under the house. It's like, what would you do? If a snake or if a mouse was in my house, I don't live here anymore. If a snake or a mouse was ever in my house, I would not live here anymore. Gotta go. And I said to them, I said, Mama, I bring you, I blame my parents. I blame y'all because y'all raised us and we did not have bugs. So I'm not used to even seeing other, besides like, like the ants, spiders, centipede, houseflies. Those are the only like the regular bugs that we have here in Detroit. I've never seen a water bug. So to me, when I saw it, it was a monster coming to kill me. It wanted me to die. And it was trying to creep out my sink to come get me. And then when it seen I had a stick or a sword, it said, let me run away. But it never, so that my mind, girl, all night, I was like, and I was dreading, I was like, I don't want to go home. I could go to the hotel. We're room service. Anyway, I'm stop. But yeah, I wanted to forewarn y'all because if y'all gonna see me like doing this, that's why you see me. But I feel like I sprayed and poured so much home defense down my sink. I sprayed under them. I was spraying bottles of dish detergent. I was spraying everything up under the sink. I just spray the floor, all that shit. Okay. Anyway, y'all, let's get to it. It's been 17 minutes, and I know. Folks if you are someone who watches the replay, I need y'all to spread the word. When a live video that we do, we have the waiting room music or whatever. We chit chat about 10, 15 or whatever. It's to start the conversation, to give folks time to get up in here. If you are ever watching a replay of mine, you should already know, skip ahead about 10 minutes. Okay, skip on ahead about 10 minutes. You can skip ahead because it's not live. The replay is meant you can skip ahead. Go ahead and skip to my loop. Okay? Anyway. We use anything. Man, I first grabbed some Clorox surface spray clean. It was the weirdest shit. I was over it. I wanted to move out. But I was tired. I did the escape review I did last night. I did it later in the day because of the bug. I had to calm myself down and be sure the bug wasn't trying to come murder me. Okay, but let's get into some of the things that has happened this week. I feel like because I had talked, on pre-recorded reviews, we had not had a conversation about things. Okay, so we was slowly, gently touch on little stuff here, little stuff there, and then we'll get into Bishop Robbery's new case. Okay, but first, let's discuss some fashion. Now these are 3 looks that I felt like I loved the most. Okay, this is Kerry Washington, Brisha Webb, and Quinta Brunson. They are all at different events, but these were 3 of the looks that I saw that I said I want to highlight these 3 because I love them all. Okay, yeah. Now, Kerry Washington, I believe that was what she wore on Jimmy Fallon, I think, other night or whatever. And I love this checkered look. It's actually a skirt dress, sort of, kind of, because it's a 2-piece at the bottom. You can't really tell it. And usually we don't like patterns or whatever. I love the gloves. I love the shoes. Okay, it's a very much so different look. And even though the gloves could be too much, it can be overkill. I like it. It can be her stance. I don't know. I love the hair pulled back. And because her hair pulled back is simple makeup, simple jewelry, I love it. It's cute. Okay. Now, Brisha Webb was going to, I think she was going to the Writers Guild Awards. So the Writers Guild, I don't know, Writers Guild something. Okay. And her in this black and white number, even though I hate trains that is like a square, sometimes it's a no. I love this look. To me, it's a perfect combination of black and white, also like a strip over the boobies or whatever. It's cute. It's cute. It's cute. Now, let's get to Quinta. Quinta has been outdoing herself this award season. I mean, every time I see her, no matter where she is, it's a lovely day. And when I saw it, I was like, ooh, it's so cute. I like it. I like the design of the bodice. I like the feathers. What? Hear it. I like the fellas. The feathers. I do also like the fellas. Well, yeah. Anyway, it's I love the idea of the outfit. I love the execution of the outfit. I love the fact that the dress to me could also be a maze. You know, the design up top looks like it could possibly be a maze, and I like it. And I was like, it's so different. I think that's what I was liking the most is that it looks so different. We sometimes see people who have, you know what I'm saying, just different whatnots about their outfits. And we say sometimes, oh, it's too much, oh, it's little. But I feel like this look here, it worked. It doesn't look stiff. I love the ponytail. I love the simple earrings. Okay. The dress moves. Okay. And the yellow feathers of it all, it covers it just enough. I love the brightness of the color. She looks gorgeous. Again, the bodice part, it could be a maze. It can get, or even like a hypnotizing little circle thing or whatever. I just like it. I just like it. I just like it. Okay, so I wanted to show Quinta because that's what we do. We show Quinta. Okay, we show Quinta. Now, next up, we have these people. Now, they were at the Film Independent Spirit Awards, and I wanted to show these couple looks from here. We have Gabrielle Union. We have Danielle Deadweiler. We have Jodie Turner. I think it's Jodie Turner Smith, and then we have Regina King. Is it King? No, Regina Hall. Let's Regina Hall, not King. Wrong one. These four looks are different. For Gabrielle Union, I don't like it. I don't know if it's because it's too long, if it isn't long enough. I feel like maybe if it went all the way to the floor, I might like it much. I also don't like her shoes. I like her hair, her makeup. I like the top part of the, tuxedo dress outfit. But the execution of it, I don't like it. I love the color. I even don't mind the material, the little sequin type material. I just feel like, and it also looks too big and boxy. She's a thin woman, not thin. She has a shape, is what I'll say. And I feel like this dress does nothing for her shape. And again, I hate the shoes. I absolutely hate the shoes. I feel like if the dress would have ended like it was a short tuxedo jacket, I would have loved it more. But that extra little bit of fabric at the bottom, I don't like it. Okay. Danielle, I think it's pronounced Deadweiler. I know, I feel like I mispronounced her last name. I hate that. But I know her first name is Danielle. Okay. This look to me could have been better. I feel like I don't know if it is the angle of the photo. I don't know if it is because it's white. White is very hard to carry, on camera. It just doesn't, transition sometimes the best way. So you would think it looks amazing, but it doesn't. And I have not been able to find, because she does not have posted on her own page. Now, I love her shoes. I love her hair and her makeup. But the outfit, not so much. Okay. And even for Jody, who I usually love her clothes, for some reason, this part of a feather look to me doesn't fit the right way it should or whatever. I feel like, she needs a do-over or something. Or should the arms not have the feather? Should it just be on the... I don't know. I don't mind the color, the little pink blushy color with also some blue mixed into it or whatever. I don't know. I know I don't want it to be longer. I think it is the arms that I'm not a fan of. The rest of the dress, I don't mind. And then for Regina Hall, I don't know what. It's all the extra fabric. And again, it's all white. So I don't know, is it a dress? Is it a skirt with a kimono? Why is there so much fabric? I don't know her hair, her makeup, or whatever. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm just like, no. Okay. Now, these other people who was also there at these same awards, we have Marissa Tomei, Jamie Lee Curtis, MJ Rodriguez, Taylor Page, and then Shirley Ralph. Now, Marissa Tomei's outfit looks wrinkled, so I'm assuming it's just the material that is kind of weird or whatever. But I like the silhouette of what she's wearing. I feel like the cuts of the outfit fits her great. The pants are tailored. They're not too long, okay? But it just looks like it's cheap, wrinkly material. And so it's a no for that part for me. But other than the wrinkle part, I love it. And even for Jamie Lee Curtis, who was in her little suit, her suit fits great. I think Jamie Lee Curtis is in the age where she's like, I'm going to wear what I want to wear, and I need it to fit me right, okay? And so the suit fits her just fine. It's not too short. It's not too long. It is fitted in the waist. I like the pattern, too. I like her short haircuts, okay? It's Jamie Lee Curtis. It is what it is. MJ Rodriguez, who we know was on Pose, I love it. Even though it looked like bundled up tissue paper, that makes sense. I like the fact that it's a color. It's just not, it's not black, it's not white. It's a pretty rose color, reddish, pinkish, burgundy, all the reds is up in there. And I like it. Taylor Page, what do we know Taylor from? She used to be on that show, was it Hit the Floor? She was also in that show, that movie about them strippers. I can't think of the name of it. She was also, dating Jesse Williams during thing or whatever. I hate this look on her. I just don't understand what was the reason. If you're trying to give fairy, wood nymph, sea creature, wood creature, fairy tale, I get it. But at the same time, I feel like, I don't know. It may be because I feel like the bottom of it looked like a mermaid caught up in the net. And I don't want to see a mermaid caught up in the net around the feet. I love Shirley Ralph's outfit. It's young, but also mature. I love the color, pink going all the way down to a dark burgundy. I love her hair. I feel like she has come into a space where she is comfortably aware that she has arrived. She never wasn't, here, but I feel like she know it's her season to be celebrated as the legend that she is, and the entertainment industry. And so I feel like this outfit is that. Now her shoes is a bit auntie, but I'm gonna let her be. Okay. And then lastly, they were at the American Black Film Festival honors. Okay. And I could not get all the photos I wanted from here, but I got just a couple of the ones I liked. We have Janelle Monáe, we have Kerry Washington, my husband. Okay, I got our husbands. Jonathan Majors, Megan Good, and then Yvonne Orji. Okay, now I think I can say this with full-fledged authority that each one of these looks are amazing. Okay, Janelle Monáe around here looking like this a goddess. Okay, a goddess in a short dress, but covered up at the same time. It looks couture. It looks comfortable. It looks chic. Okay, all them C words around here. I love the hair and the makeup. Okay, Janelle looks golden. Okay, Janelle look like I'm supposed to be here. Okay, you should be here, but I'm here. Leave me be. Okay, I was like, yes, yes, yes. No other word for Janelle's outfit except yes. The shoes, the hair, the makeup, the jewelry, the body, the face, everything works. You hear me? Okay. And even for Kerry Washington, who was wearing a dress that Whitney Houston wore back in the 90s. I can't think of when it was, but fine. But she was out here reminiscing and bringing up Whitney's old clothes. I love it. It's a vintage dress from who was the designer? I don't know who the designer was. Either way it go, she looked great. That's what we're gonna say and leave it there. I love the red shoe, the red dress. Okay, I wish she would have had a red lip, but it's fine. But again, gorgeous nonetheless. Okay, and then my husband, okay, Jonathan Majors, looking thick, thick, thick. Okay, in his suit, looking muscle bound around here. Okay, now I do feel like this award show did not have the best photographer. Okay, I'm gonna leave that be. However, Jonathan still looked delicious. Okay, can have lights. Okay, black suit fit him like a glove. Okay, tailored to his body because he's a muscle bound man. And when you are a muscle bound man, you have to wear clothing that is fit to your body. It can't be too tight, can't be too loose, but still gorgeous, okay, and handsome, okay. Can I get a bite? Okay, Megan Good is around here, in my opinion, in a mermaid dress, but I still love it. Mermaid because it's like a mermaid butterfly. I feel if you look at the design of the front, it reminds me of a butterfly. I love the beautiful purple, royal purple color. It's a beautiful silk satin finish. Okay, it could easily be a nightgown too, but it fit her great. Okay, we know she has a short haircut with the simple earrings and then the makeup or whatever. Either way it go, I think she looks great. Okay, now Yvonne Orji. Okay, she looks great. I love it. The only critique I have is the blonde hair. I feel like I have a thing when I don't know. I don't want to say that if you are a darker toned woman, you don't look good in blonde hair. But sometimes when I see people of certain skin tones with different color hair, it makes me just wonder: do you just want to have blonde hair because they say blonde hair is more fun? Or I don't know. But I feel like she would look amazingly great and, this black hair. And that's no tea, no shade. I'm not trying to, critique anybody or whatever, say what a black woman can't do. But I feel like there's sometimes with our skin tones, certain colors wash out our face. And I feel like because she has this blonde hair and then a kind of, some highlighted blonde makeup on her eyes, I feel like I can't fully see her face. Her face is washed out to me. And I think it's because of the blonde hair and the light color makeup that she's wearing her face that it washes her out. And, I don't like that. We've seen her look amazingly gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? She's also, is she Nigerian? I think she's Nigerian. I can't remember. But I just feel like because we've seen her with, different haircuts, different styles, I feel like I can't see the true beauty in her face because, again, she's just washed out with the hair and the makeup. Okay, but I love her dress. Okay, so those were the only fashion things I had today around here. Okay, now I want y'all to do a quick little thing, and that is to give the video a like, please. Because y'all don't like anything to do. Okay, now let's get into the couple topics we have here. Random chit chat. Let's go. Now, well, this isn't random. I forgot this was first. Y'all know usually I don't cover serious topics. However, I want to have a quick discussion because we as people have to do better. And what I mean by that is, I feel like when we hear these stories of people going to Mexico or going out the country to have these surgeries, I want us to stop that. Because Mexico is safe when you are a tourist in a tourist area at a resort. You really should not be just driving through Mexico. Like you just riding through the regular United States of it all. And while we know the US of A is a dangerous place in general, I feel like we also have to acknowledge the fact that Mexico and the cartel down there, they don't play. And unfortunately, when people get caught up in the foolishness of it all, as these 4 Americans did, it's crazy. And when I first was seeing the little, stories of it was popping up, I was like, what is they talking about? And as it kind of played out, it went from people saying, oh, they was around there trying to do some drug stuff. Oh, they was this and that and this and that. And I don't know. All I know is they were saying 4 Americans. Okay. It was 3 men and 1 woman. I'm just going to get a name. I thought I had a name together, but I guess I did not. I know it was Shareed Woodward, Zendale Bro, and then 2 other people, which was Latavia McGee, and then Eric Williams. That's what it was, Eric James Williams. So when I was first hearing about it, I was like, why are y'all going and driving to Mexico from North Carolina so the young woman could have a tummy tuck? As soon as I was like, what? And I just want to say, if you can't afford to fly first class, or just fly, if you can't fly to Mexico, to your doctor's office for cheaper surgery than what it is in the regular US of the A, you should not be going. Because Mexico is not safe in the outskirts. Like you can't drive through Mexico. You can't. No matter what you're there to do, I don't care what you are there to do. You can't just drive through Mexico. And the fact that, there was video released showing like the aftermath of the car getting shot up, and you see people like pulling them into a truck and carrying so you see like the kidnapping happening. And they think, someone from the Mexican cartel was mistaken them for somebody else. So 2 of the 4 were killed. The woman who was going to the tummy tuck was not killed. The other man was shot in the leg 3 times. But the other 2 were killed. And I'm like, just the fact of the matter, no one should travel to Mexico, driving through Mexico for a tummy tuck. And I feel like everybody's saying how, it's a bit weird. It is a tragedy. Some folks feel like the math ain't mathing. People have different thoughts about it entirely. I'm not so impressed. My Mexican coworker went to get a BBL and didn't look too hot. Well, I feel like it's just cheaper over there. It's not like it's better. It's just cheaper. The amount of money it costs is different. And right, there's no need to drive and I feel like if you can't afford the surgery here in the States, and so you find it cheaper wherever. If you can't afford to fly to Mexico to have your cheaper surgery going, have it done, you shouldn't have it done because you can't afford to get there to get it done. I know a lot of folks go to different countries to get stuff done or whatever, but we keep hearing these stories about people going to Mexico and not coming back because, for different reasons, or going to different countries for different reasons. Now, I saw folks trying to say, oh, they was really around there trying to do some drugs or whatever, or get some drugs or whatever, and I don't know. But I agree. More details going to come out. When I was reading a part of a story, and the one man wife was saying she didn't even know he was gone. I said, my question was, what kind of husband leave the country? What kind of husband leave the state of South Carolina to go with your 2 friends and some lady for her? I was like, why? The fact that the wife was saying she did not even know her husband had left to go to Mexico. All she knew was he was going to help some friends. That was it. And that he had called her. And then when she called him back, she thought that must have been, when they got snatched. And I was like, I can't. And now the police were saying, the agent said, the 4 people came under fire. Okay. They caused them to crash their van. We see part of the kidnapping on camera. They was moving around here, there, and wherever. They found them at a storage shed on Tuesday, and then a Jose Guapale, some look like a little kid. And I ain't showing that damn photo because I ain't got time for the cartel coming after me, okay? But Jose Guabale, or Guap, I don't know, was arrested so far. He's a 24-year-old Mexican who was guarding the shack when the police showed up. Crazy. The fact that it was, 4 Americans kidnapped after going to Mexico for a tummy tuck, 2 found dead, and 2. I was like, the story is suspicious because it's so, crazy. It's even with the, what was the girl name? Was it Chanela? The girl was who was. It's so much when stuff happened out of state. I feel like we never will get a full story. Thank you, Shaquella. I feel like when things happen out of state, out of the country, in this somewhere, somewhere that's not a regular U.S. state, where they speak a whole different language. You are somewhere that doesn't, when anywhere you go where English is not the regular language, they speak Spanish or French or Japanese. If you are somewhere else, when things happen somewhere else, we never fully know what really happened. Because even for me, I felt like when I heard 4 Americans kidnapped, 2 was dead, I thought it was like 3 females and a guy. Because usually, if a woman is going to get a surgery, she take me her man and her girlfriends to help her. And my thing was, I just kept saying, why was it 3 guys? And again, when the lady said she did not know her husband was even gone, she didn't know where he had went. Only that he was helping some friends. She didn't find out what actually happened until the FBI came to her door. Can you imagine you at home chilling, making, a hamburger helper for the kids, and the freaking FBI show up to tell you that your husband was, someone kidnapped in Mexico. He's alive, but 2 people he went with is dead. And they, what? First of all, nigga, why are you in Mexico? So that is what I was like, whoa, come on now, what happened? So Michelle Williams, who's the wife of Eric Williams, because Eric Williams survived. But her statement to the news folks in their town was, I didn't know where he was going, just that he was going to help 2 friends. I didn't hear from him at the Friday morning. He texted me and I texted him back immediately. He did not respond. So I'm assuming that's when they was ambushed. But she's happy that her husband is alive because he was the one shot 3 times in the legs. So she's relieved, okay? But I'm still like, what the hell? What the hell? So I just feel like, again, if you want to have surgery, fine. If you want surgery, go have surgery. But be able to pay to fly to where you're going. Do not drive to Mexico. Hell, you may not be able to drive through Texas if it's too close to the border. Because them cartels, we've heard stories. Look, I don't play about this one here. I don't play about me and my people. You know what I'm saying? So I would, if my friend told me, hey girl, I need to go to Mexico. For what? For what? Girl, for a temp. Oh, we flying? And I hate to fly. I would drive anywhere. I'm not driving to Mexico. Not today. Not ever. Okay? No, ma'am. No, sir. Okay? And if my husband came back from being shot in Mexico when I did not know this fool left the town, it's insane. It's insane. She did not know her husband had left the, because in my opinion, when you go to Mexico, you're going to a different country. Her husband left the country. Damn near died. And she ain't even know. Because my thing is, if you were, what did your friend tell you y'all was going to do? Husband, why do you have to go with your friend and that lady and the other man? Why take 3 men to take her to get tummy tuck? And now 2 of those men are dead. The lady alive, and he shot up in the legs. More gonna come out. I feel it. My forehead, my head, y'all. I feel it. But I feel like if you can't afford to get the surgery here, then hey, you don't need the surgery. If you can't afford to fly first class over to Mexico, get picked up at the airport, taken to the facility to get the surgery done, have them take you to your hotel to heal for a couple of days. And that's the gotcha. Did y'all think y'all was going to come here, have it done, put her in the car, let her down on the back seat, and you can drive back because she only had a day off work? I'm like, what was the plan? Because she was going to need time to heal. So husband who is alive, how was you going to stand your wife while you wasn't back home? I don't understand. I don't. And, we going to see what else happened. But girl, look, just ladies or men, whoever you are that want to have surgery, just know if you're going to have that surgery, be able to afford the care that you'll need for that surgery, the flight to here up to there or whatever. Don't you drive no damn well trying to save some money and get fuck around your dead. That's crazy. Because the two men who are deceased wasn't the ones going to get the tummy tuck. It was her. Anyway, y'all, let's move on to other folks who are out here, in trouble. Now, I do not watch Basketball Wives no more at all. But British Williams, who's on the show, found out that the prosecutors want to, bring additional charges against her. I was like, she just can't catch a break. Now, the government only told the court, hey, we got new charges for her, okay? Now, we're not going to say what it is, but it will be a superseding indictment for additional charges for her. So while she was only around there, because she got it was like tax fraud. Okay, she was around here like using somebody else's kids' taxes, and she keeps saying she innocent. She didn't do it. I am innocent. I didn't do it. I am innocent. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. So the fact that she's already been indicted on the using a fake social number to get loans back in 2018, 2019. And it was less than, it was for one was like for $4,500 and then for $5,800. So it was like some little itty bitty stuff, okay? But the fact that they're saying they have more charges for her, I feel like British girl, cut a deal. Okay, snitch on whoever. Whoever gave you some fake numbers, whoever that you are involved with, whoever gave you ever, snitch. This is the time to snitch. Because if they keep adding more charges with you, they messing with you. Okay? Snitch on whoever. Take a plea deal, girl. Don't you try yourself and go to jail, go and be in there for a long time. Don't do it. Don't do it. snitch. Because I feel like she don't look like she's gonna be able to handle herself in prison, but she might. I also feel like, hey, sometimes don't do it. Whatever it is someone tell you to do, just don't do it. Because now you up here getting all caught up in the rapture of the I, the R, and the S. You don't want that no more. Okay, let's move on. Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods has at first stayed out the spotlight. He wasn't being talked about or whatever. It wasn't any gossip here or there. Well, not until today. So Tiger Woods had a whole girlfriend. Okay. Now, I feel like we did not know or did not care that Tiger Woods had a girlfriend. I feel like once him and that lady got divorced and we knew that he was, a sex addict and everything, and he kind of moved on. He got in that car accident a couple years ago. I feel like we left Tiger alone. But Tiger Woods had a girlfriend. Him and the girl had been dating for 6 years. Her name was Erica Herman. Now, Erica was around here, okay, and she's saying, I want the NDA thrown out. I want the non-disclosure agreement that I signed to be thrown out, because she's saying, because of the law that says if you sign an NDA, but if there's some type of, SA or some kind of harassment, the NDA should be tossed out. So she now wants the NDA that she signed when she first started dating him over 6 years ago to now be thrown out because she's claiming some type of, SA or some kind of harassment, from him. Now, one story was on Love Be Sky. Love Be Sky was just saying how it seemed like the ex-girlfriend who he was with for 6 years is trying to accuse him of some kind of SA by saying that's the reason that the NDA should be tossed out. Now, she has not verbatim said that's what the reason is for, but again, she's alluding to that. And I'm like, girl, don't do it. Unless it's true, don't you be around here trying to kind of get revenge because y'all broke up. That's not smart. Now on TMZ, which y'all know I can't show y'all because TMZ can't do damn much. TMZ is saying the couple broke up last fall. And now she's suing him per TMZ Sports. She's suing that man for $30 million, saying that he had a scheme to put her out their house. As the house is his house, she lived there. But she's saying he tricked me. Now, TMZ got the documents or whatever where they say they broke up last fall. They had been living together in Florida in the house for 6 years. And she said, Erica said, I was there and I performed valuable services for Tiger in exchange for living there rent-free. So, that means I was cooking and cleaning and sexing. Okay, whatever I was doing valuable services for free. But I'm like, the wording in that, valuable services to live there rent free. Now, she also said that they had an agreement that if they broke up, she could still stay there. There was an oral tenancy agreement which was supposed to last 5 years after their split. So if we broke up last year, you put me out, how can you do that? So she's saying that they tricked her and had her, she said Tiger's people convinced her to pack a suitcase for a quick, short vacation without Tiger. Drove her to the airport. And once they got to the airport, told her, hey, you can't come back to the house. You're locked out. We changed the locks. Bye-bye. Said that Tiger lawyers met her at the airport with some kind of proposal to resolve any outstanding issues between her and Tiger. that they took about $40K in cash he had at the house and accused her of doing something shady to get the money. I'm like, well, how if it's her $40K, how they know how she got it? Also, it's weird to me that people have $40K in cash at the house. Anyway, so she's now suing Tiger, the trust, the title holder of the house, for $30 million because she claimed that the reasonable rental value of the house for the 5 remaining years on the order agreement will be the $30 million. Girl, we don't get out our face. Now, Tiger's folks said, hey, he broke up with her, asked her to leave the house, which he shared with his 2 children. They denied there was any oral agreement about her living in the home past them breaking up. And Tiger thinks that she was only there as his girlfriend. So her trying to say, I was there and I did valuable work. No, you was my girlfriend. And I do, so this is the question. If he and her are just girlfriend and boyfriend and we break up, why would I want you to still live here for 5 years? It ain't gonna happen. And to try to sue me for $30 million, he gonna learn. He gonna learn. Well, the first time it was him cheating on his wife with all them people. And I also feel like if you sign the NDA before y'all got together, and it doesn't seem like you're saying he was a bad boyfriend or whatever, you just saying like he should have to keep paying me money because he's rich, and because I was with him and I wasn't doing nothing. And he told me when he was hurt and horny how much he loved me. He will always take care of me. And now he healthy and he ain't horny no more. And so now I can kick rocks. I mean, that's what it sounds like. But I always say, as a person, no one should, even if you live somewhere rent free, if you have a great situation, you should always make a plan for if you're, oh my, what is that up in the corner? Wait, I'm like, what is that? It's my happy birthday balloon from January. This is floating around the house. But you should always make sure that you have a backup plan. And your your backup plan should not be, let me try and sue my ex-boyfriend because he should keep taking care of me. I know we broke up, but he told me that if we break up for 5 years, I can still live here. I'm like, that don't make no sense. To me, I would break up with her because she sounds stupid. And usually an NDA that you have when you first start dating somebody, that just means you can't talk about us and our relationship to the blogs to whoever. I also feel like if that, in 6 years is a long time. No one planned, well, clearly Tiger planned to leave her because to have her pack a bag, that's not funny. To have her pack a bag for a short vacation to tell her, hey, guess what? You don't live here anymore. You have to go. Girl, we'll see if she gets the money or not. Okay. This is a quick little what? So something I had no idea. And y'all know I love to tease third trimester Tristan about his foolishness, his foolish ways, and all of that. The fact that I don't think anyone was aware that Tiger, who has a child with Black China, who started messing with Kylie Jenner when she was supposedly 17, who was Chris, who was Kim's sister, And we know Kim was cool with China, but the fact that we now find out that Tyga used to be married to third trimester Tristan's initial baby mama. I'm like, when the fuck was Jordan Craig married to Tyga? What? Now, the gotcha is how all this shit is connected. Because let's just play around. Tyga, who used to be with Kylie, best friend used to be Jordan Woods, who also had a bit of a kissy situation with Tristan. But Tyga was married to Tristan's first baby mama. So Tristan's oldest son, Prince, Jordan Craig is his mama. Tyga is currently dating Avril Lavigne, who was engaged to some dude whose name I don't know. But the dude who Avril Lavigne was engaged to is signed to Travis Barker's record label. And y'all know Travis Barker is married to Kourtney Kardashian, who is the sister to Kylie. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's like, how are y'all? How? Like, how? Like, and the fact that we never knew is what kind of makes me mad. Because that's just weird. It's just too much of a connection. They also brought up how Avril Lavigne, I guess, used to date Brody Jenner, who, again, is a step half brother. And even the fact that Tyga, baby mama Black China, had a kid with Rob Kardashian. Girl, I'm like, what is going on? When? Now, it says reportedly, Tyga and this is per Tamron. Reportedly, Tyga and Jordan Craig were married in 2019. However, things only lasted about a month, according to reports. And Avril Lavigne, or her ex-fiance Avril Lavigne, is called Ma Son, who again is a protege or signed to Travis Barker, who of course is married to Kourtney. The Kardashians, they nasty. And I blame Kim. I blame Kim Kardashian for it all. Because everybody around here connects to everybody. Get out, y'all. Stop swapping bodily fluids. Next up, Chris Rock. So did anybody watch the Chris Rock special? I can say I did not watch the whole thing. I cut it on. I watched the first 20, and it was a live review, a live show. So when Chris Rock started, I watched the first 15 or 20 minutes of the set. I fell asleep. I then went back and watched the last few minutes of the Will Jada, discussion or whatever. I was bored. I think I chuckled once. But when I was he started real slow. It wasn't funny in the beginning. It seemed like it took some time to kind of get his mojo going or whatever. I know it was a nightclub theme. It wasn't a typical cookie cutter special. What I mean by that is they say that for comedians, sets people do in the evening are a little bit raunchier. And so I feel like Chris Rock made sure to do quote unquote jokes that he knew would offend people. I think he said what he said and did not care, and he said things to piss people off. The couple things I remember the last thing I remember before falling asleep was him and the abortion jokes, and how a woman should be able to choose to have one even when the kid is 4. And I remember being in bed watching. I'm like, that is not funny. I just didn't find it funny. It just wasn't funny to me. I remember hearing him joke about Meghan Markle, is not really racist because everybody should know the royal family was racist. That's just some in-law shit. I chuckle. I still feel like Chris Rock does like to poke fun at Black people, women. And I remember I think because I remember seeing the clip of him letting the white folks say the N-word. And ever since then, Chris Rock has been like a notch below funny for me. And so I sometimes don't take him serious or whatever. When I went back and listened to what he said about Will and Jada, now I want to make something clear. Will Smith was wrong for slapping Chris Rock. We have to keep your hands to yourself. I get all that. Will, months later, we didn't hear from Will for a while. Like, Will went away. He went away and stayed out the spotlight. He came back eventually. He addressed what he did. He expressed how he was deeply sorry for what he did. And for me, I feel like when someone does something wrong and they take the time to process how wrong it was and how many people it affected, and I don't think it was things that Will didn't realize that day it was wrong. I just think, again, he slapped somebody and it was a bad situation or whatnot. So I get Will took his chance to address it. Chris would have to do it too. Chris chose to do it on stage. Excuse me. I also feel like Chris's bit on the slap, some of the stuff he responded to in his thing, to me, was based on stuff people said on social media. I think the one thing I remember saying, I think I said it to him. I said, Chris Rock saying, "I never bullied that bitch," talking about Jada. I said, Will and Jada never said that. Social media was saying stuff. So I felt like a part of his vitriol was towards what people said about him. Also, the fact that Will had already acknowledged it wasn't even about Chris. It was it was wrong or whatever. I felt like what he was saying was just mean-spirited shit because he was pissed about the slap. And he had a right to feel how he feel. The way people have attacked Jada bothers me, because you can go off if you want, but for me, and I get it's comedy. Comedy is you have to take comedy with a grain of I don't know. I also feel like we can't give comedy a blanket pass on say whatever because it's comedy. It's supposed to be funny. I feel like the nobody, I wasn't bullying that bitch. It was him. It was how sick the bitch was, because to me, how you speak to someone about someone lets you know how you feel about that person. And it was just such a thick ass that bitch. I was like, you not like Jada? And people was like, oh, he probably did this special in Baltimore to also be a shocker. Jada's from Baltimore. He couldn't have did it in Philly, where Will is from. But even him saying, you know, everybody called him a bitch. People didn't. He was saying how everyone called him a bitch because Jada was fucking their son's friend. That was supposed to be a joke. I have no issue with that. I also feel like him saying Will was so, but it was true. Will said it was an accumulation of stuff going on, and I snapped. And Chris caught it. This is the gotcha. And I heard somebody else say this. I can't think where I heard it from. Will did not go there that night planning to slap Chris Rock. I think Chris Rock did what Chris Rock always do. Crack jokes on folk. And when Chris Rock did what he always has done, crack jokes about black women, and he cracked a joke about that man's wife, and Will snapped. So when Chris, in my opinion, when Chris said everybody called him a bitch, he decided to slap me. And I was like, I don't think he made a decision to slap you for any other reason. And we always say wrong place, wrong time, or whatever. I think that's what it was. And I'm not trying to defend the slap. What I'm saying is, it wasn't a premeditated, I can't wait to catch Chris and slap him for Jada. I don't think that's what it was. He caught it because he caught somebody on the wrong day. And we always say to people, be careful what you say because you never know how someone's feeling. Be careful how you respond because the one you're responding to could have a response as well. You know, we always say how you can, be careful how you can, insult someone. You never know how bad of a day they're having and they snap. And this is the perfect example of someone having a reaction that wasn't warranted because no one deserves to be hit. But sometimes when you fuck with people at the wrong time, and just watching the special, and I didn't have any issue with Chris Rock speaking his piece about him being slapped on national television. I had no, because he has the right to say his piece. My issue was, to me, all of his responses had nothing to do with what Will said, what Jada said, what Will admitted was the issue for him. He did not blame Chris. It was him. We know for a fact that Will has repeatedly tried to reach out to just apologize to Chris. Chris has declined. So Chris, in my opinion, and he has the right to not want to accept Will's apology. However, to go on your special and call that man's wife a bitch, call him a bitch, she was fucking your son's friend, she interviewed you about sucking somebody else's, I was like, and so I saw folks saying, if Will smack him again, he got it coming. Because I think for all of the fodder conversation, whatever, of us hearing, Chris is always in this, always in that, whatever. Chris showed us how disrespectful towards Jada he can be in that special. Even if he never mentioned her name again, to me, the way he talked about her when she did not hit him, Jada ain't said shit publicly that we know about. Will walk up and slap you. So even for me, I think he could have went harder at Will than Jada. Because Will did the action. People who blame Jada for Will's actions aggravate me. So again, Chris had every right to respond because that's on him. However, people are also going to have a feeling about how you responded. Since the night of that slapping, people have blamed Jada. People have told Jada how she should have been able to control Will. She should have stopped Will from going up on stage. The fact that Chris Rock pointed out how people may not even realize how big Will is. So if Chris Rock is saying how big Will is, Jada's also smaller. So you want Jada to do this and do that? Really? If you want to be blocked, just say that. If you don't want to listen to what I'm saying, then just say that. You know what I'm saying? We can all just say something. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, my point is, people having drama or heat for Jada is stupid. Because Jada did not do it. Will did. So for me, that whole, I ain't like bullying that bitch. She fucking and sucking on August Alsina, blah, blah, blah. I was like, why is your disdain with Jada? Unless you have said things and made Jada feel away. And she said over the years that she's felt something about you and how you talk to or about her. Either way it go, she did not walk up and slap you. Her husband did. So that has been my main issue with everyone. People who want to blame Jada, who want Jada to control Will, and then want to rah about her, and she ain't said shit. When I saw Will's video of him addressing the slap, I said, so do we want people to make mistakes and not own up to them? Do we want people to make mistakes and not learn from them? Like, why do y'all want me or people in general to stay mad at someone who realized they did some fucked up shit, is trying to apologize for it, went away, got out of our faces for like months? Will was gone for like 4, 5, 6 months. It was a while we didn't see Will. And he kind of popped back out, pop, real quick or whatever, and ended his piece. So I am a grown adult who realize that no one's perfect. And when someone makes a mistake and does something wrong, I need them to understand what the fuck they did, why it was wrong, and to apologize. I can't keep beating up folk who made a mistake unless you keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. I can't sit up here and be mad at you because you're not doing the same. You made a mistake and you addressed it. You tried to apologize to Chris. He did not accept. That's fine. But if you watch the special, I just did not like his attack on Jada. Some folk like the special. Again, the first 20, 25 minutes was not funny to me. There were some giggly parts, but I don't recall laughing at all. You know, what I am happy about is the fact that Chris has addressed it. Chris has now had his response within the special, which means he got paid for it. Will has addressed it. He's apologized for it. At this point, that's it. Now, if Will and Chris come around each other and Will smack Chris, hey, at that point, Will, you gotta stop that. Yeah. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Every action has a reaction. Will feeling like Chris was talking to the about getting from the beginning. That was an action and a reaction. Chris not hitting back was an action and a reaction. So it's all an action and a reaction. But now that everyone within the thing has addressed it, I think that I can move on. Now, the other thing is people had issues with a lot of stuff Chris said in the special, not just the Will and Jada stuff. People had issue with the abortion stuff. People had issue with the Meghan Markle stuff, whatever. It was other little stuff that people felt like, it was teen too much or teen not enough or whatever. What I feel is you either like Chris Rock's form of comedy or you don't. To me, there's no in between. Chris Rock used to be funnier to me back in the day. I do recall, watching his specials before and laughing. And I don't laugh at his comedy as much as I do anymore at all. And the fact that I don't even care to like rewatch it to see what I missed. It is what it is. But people make mistakes, good, bad, and indifferent. But we have to learn from our mistakes and move the on and let it be. Okay, let's move on to the housewife bush of it all. But first, I want y'all to like the video. Like the video. Like it is a thing to do. So I made a post about the whole housewife debacle with Married to Medicine. Not this Obama's fault. What? Lord Jesus, hey ma, that's my mama, yeah, mama. The whole debacle with the Married to Medicine cast shake up. Now, when I made my video a couple days ago, maybe 2 days ago, it was rumored that Contessa was gone, Anita was going to be gone, and it was bringing in Phaedra. Okay, now Contessa has now confirmed, that she's leaving the show. Contessa posted, was it on IG? She posted somewhere. Let me see if it's on IG. Contessa has said it. So did let me go to Contessa's page. Contessa. I can't remember where she posted it. But she was saying it was somewhere. I think it may have been I was a statement some damn where. But she said that because of the show, I blame Rock Nation. She said because the show no longer showed her. She said she chose to leave after last season's reunion. She made the decision to leave because the show did not show her as a doctor and as a wife and a mom. It was this fussing and crying every season, and she tired of fussing and crying, and she wants to be able to do other things and grow as a person. I said that's good. it's a good thing because we know we had said before that Carlos said that one person was chose to leave. That was Contessa, and somebody else was let go. So Contessa confirmed that I made the decision to leave the show after the last reunion. And she said, because again, they do not show me as a doctor as much. And they don't. We rarely get to see the doctor side. Clearly I was fussing about something. Okay. So yes, Contessa for sure would not be back next season. Now, Anila gave a exclusive statement to Lovey Scott, and she said there are three sides to a story. Somewhere between their story and mine is the truth. The truth is only half of the rumors are true. I won't be on the upcoming season of Married to Medicine, but I won't be gone for long. I've been working on some products that will give me the full opportunity to continue to share my life journey, family, and my Indian culture. My story continues whether it's filmed or not. Thank you to my loyal fans for support, and I have a lot to share with you all very soon. Stay tuned. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Now I feel like what that means is they let me go. I don't think Anila. I think Anila's point is I wasn't fired. I think they probably wanted to demote her to friend of. I think she probably did not want to be a friend of, and so if the option was either be a friend of or no, thank you, and she said, you know what, okay, we'll agree to no, thank you. So I wasn't fired. I was offered friend of, probably friend of Quad or whatever, and she was like no, and so she chose to not do that. Now we have not heard from Phaedra at all. I mean, we shall see. So the other part of that, that Phaedra coming on her boyfriend who's supposedly a doctor, and then Dr. G and his fiance wife will be on the next season too. Girl, that's gonna be messy. Messy. I think her husband may be headed for a divorce, and they don't want to document that. Hell, they could already be getting a divorce the way everybody in Atlanta going to the courts. But I can see that being an issue. Scott and Contessa's marriage. It's crazy. I feel like, they were off and on and off and on and off and on of just being in love and crazy. So I can, if Scott and Contessa were to say in 2 years they divorced, and I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be. Only because it do seem like they're not in the same. I think Scott and Contessa have love for each other. They love their kids, but I don't know if they are still madly in love how they used to be. So we shall see. What's next? Nick Cannon tried to fool us. Nick Cannon, he punked some people. He didn't punk me. So Nick had posted Nick and Kevin Hart had both posted a video promotion saying they had a new show coming out, and it was because it was gonna be called Nick's, who's Nick's next baby mama or whatever. I was like, what kind of shit is? I was like, that sounds dumb. So I did not repost or discuss it. I said something about that sounds too stupid for my brain to even comprehend that. I can't. It was dumb. Well, turns out he was lying. Okay, Chris. Nick Cannon and Kevin Hart basically have a new punk show. Okay, I'm gonna say it's punk for black people. Okay, it's called Celebrity Prank Wars. Anybody who was who remembers the TV show Punk'd with Ashton Kutcher years ago. That was on MTV. You know, you would prank your friends. Okay? And this show, which they're calling Celebrity Prank Wars, okay, the video was, let me see if I can see it. The video was a prank, pranking us. Okay? Yeah. The show was called Who's Having My Baby with Nick Cannon, hosted by Kevin Hart. New series this spring on E! I was like, you got to be kidding me. I said E! News would not do that. It's dumb. Because I was like, he can't be up here impregnating strangers. That don't sound legal. I don't, what? And so something in me said, if a show could come out, I would discuss it then, but I can't. My mind could not wrap its way around this. Not at all. Okay. So today he and Nick, him and Nick, he and Kevin Hart, it was like, oh, that was a prank. That was a prank. Okay. Because him and Nick had been pranking each other, they're going to have a prank show. And that I can see. Okay, it comes on E! News. It starts off on April 6th. Okay, I was so mad because it was like Nick's. I was like, what? Because they shot it as if. Now I'm not playing on sound because I ain't the fact. And they was playing it as if it was a real show, but it's really called Celebrity Prank Wars. To me, it's punked with black people. Okay, where celebrities prank their friends. As long as it's funny, I watch. Because I used to love Punk'd. I did. So if they can actively prank people and really have them fool, I don't need a fake prank. I mean a real, we're pranked and we didn't know it and I can't believe it is what I need. Okay. So if y'all thought Nick really had a show about who would be Nick's baby mama, who would be number, I don't know how to get it. Is 6 of them? I don't know. Who wants to be next? Okay. Who wants to be next? I would have said, honey, hopefully nobody. He don't need no more kids. Okay. Next up, this whole trademark debacle with Robin, Eminem, and Giselle. I don't care. They don't want him to block them from trademarking the shady stuff they do. Eminem wants to say how he has a trademark and he owns the word shady. I said when it first happened, where he was doing a disclaimer that they can't do it. Now they're trying to block him from blocking. They're trying to block him from blocking them. I said up front, when you have a business, the first thing you do is to make sure whatever your business name is, you can trademark it. If you can't trademark your business name, ain't no point in having it because you can't do no promoting, no work, no merchandising or whatever. I don't get how they did not know something in the shady category could possibly block them from trademarking stuff. Because, again, I got my trademark for JayLeesCorner. I started my channel in 2017. It'll actually be, what's this year? 2023? It'll be 6 years this year. I got my trademark in 2018, but I already had looked to make sure my name wasn't owned. The first thing you should always do is whatever name you're going to pick, make sure it's available and you can get whatever you need to get with it. And Giselle and Robin, for whatever reason, in my opinion, did not do all of their due diligence up front. Because when you apply for a trademark, anybody who already has something trademarked, like whatever your name is, can oppose your trademark. And he's saying because he has a trademark for his shady things, he don't want them using it for they shady things. I'm like, anyway, all y'all shady. And he thinks their reasonably shady name is too close or similar to his Slim Shady name. But the ladies are asking the judge to toss out his claim for that because they're saying it's not. They're saying that no one will confuse the two. And it says they deny knowing that Eminem had the right to Shady, which includes the names Slim Shady, Shady, and Shady Limited. And their name is reasonably shady. They're saying reasonably shady is not identical to Slim Shady, so nobody will confuse it. However, I do feel like this is why you look up shit before you pick a name. Just saying. Just saying. So they gotta go to court. They gotta go to court. He does own a trademark for the word shady. He owns it for shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and that kind of shit. And I want people to know it's not Eminem directly doing this. I feel like it's him and his team. It's crazy. Not you hope he wins. Yeah, he has a trademark for the word shady. Yes. But this is why you do your due diligence. And for me, I would have made sure reasonably shady is available. And I think when I did my trademark, I did mine myself. I took my time and carefully just made sure I crossed my teeth out of my eyes. They had a whole trademark attorney. If I hired a trademark attorney and could not get my shit done, I'll be pissed because it takes a minute sometimes. Mine took less, it was almost a year. They filed their trademark in February of 2022. It's a year later. The fact that it's being disputed means y'all was slow. You didn't look at shit. Anyway, we're going to hope they get whatever it is they're supposed to get. Now, let's move on to the shit, okay? And next up is Bishop Robbery. Porsha and her messiness with Tamron Hall. Also a little bit with Lonnie Love. So, for those of you who may not remember, but we know Porsha was on Tamron Hall's show in 2021, I believe it was, when her and Simon first got engaged. Now, all of this mess came up because Angela Yee was on Tamron Hall's show. You know, Angela Yee now has her new show on the radio called Way Up with Yee. I also don't like that people is like talking shit about Angela's show because I feel like people don't get how hard it is in the beginning stages to build up to be a known show. I think people don't get the fact that the Breakfast Club, when it came out 13 years ago, they weren't as popular then as they are now. They had a 13-year run to get that popular. So folks were like trying to tease G for her show being new and not being that popular yet. She's only been on the air maybe a month or so. It takes time. You should never judge somebody's climb when they're building up their shit, okay? But Angela was on Tamron Hall, and Tamron was asking her about, her time on the Breakfast Club or whatever. And Angela brought up how, at times on the show over the years, it was tough for her being the only woman in the room. That caused a whole firestorm. She ain't the only woman there, and blah, 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 blah. And I feel like people don't pay attention to what was said. And her saying in the room meant literally it like I'm the only one in the room right now. It doesn't mean that other folk don't be here. But right now, when I'm doing this, I'm the only one in the room. Her point, if you listen to her talking, she literally said, I was the only female in the room. She didn't say in the company, in the room. And she meant literally in the room. Tamara kind of followed up and I didn't know you were the only one, who did that or whatever. Angela just did not explain fully that she didn't mean within the whole thing. That what I got what she meant. Envy went on social media, calling Angela a liar, saying she was capping, blah, 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 blah. Angela was on her show and she explained what she meant. I did not mean within the company. What I meant was in the room where we do our show, it is all men and me. I'm a woman, Charlamagne's a man, Envy's a man, the cameraman is a man, the producer in the room is a man, and the soundboard person in the room is a man. I'm the only person that's a female who's in that room. Anybody else who's female who works on the team, they are not in the room with us. Their voice is not the one being judged about what's being said, blah, 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 blah. Envy, Charlamagne, and Porsha were then talking about that. Porsha makes a notion to say, her being on the Breakfast Club, I've only seen women. It's been very popular. Not popular. It's been very positive here, you know what I'm saying? And blah, 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 blah. I said, Porsha, you've been there for one day for 3 hours. You can't compare that to 13 years on a show and how things are. And I need Porsha to shut up. She then also said, well, had Angela not been on a Tamron show, had she not been talking to a Tamron who wants to act like a journalist and be messy and ask questions to box you in to be messy, blah, 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 blah. I was like, and even though she said my experience here for one day, for 1 hour, I can't say what she went through. That's her experience. But I do feel like had she not been talking to Tamron, she may not be in this situation. Because when I was on Tamron's show, she made me feel like she didn't support me and I didn't feel supported. I'm like, first of all, when you go on a talk show, they're there to ask you questions about what's going on. And Tamron is literally a journalist. She literally has a degree in journalism. She's not a blogger. She's not an interviewer. She's an actual journalist who's done it for years, whatever. Now, the fact that Porsha tried to be messy about that was crazy because then, in my opinion, Porsha was making this personal against Tamron because Porsha went on a whole book tour after getting with Simon and thought people were not going to ask her the tough questions. And Tamron was asking questions and then follow-up questions. You can't tell us that you just got with this man who was married to someone on your show and y'all are now engaged, okay? And then she's asking you, because y'all said y'all was engaged, and at that point, they had been engaged for like a few months, and she was saying, so when, like, have y'all made a date yet? No, we're dating. She's like, what you mean y'all dating? Y'all engaged, right? We're still dating. And excuse me, Porsha tried to play in Tamron's face because Porsha knew Tamron wasn't saying once you get married, you no longer date your husband or your wife. No, her point was once you get engaged, you set a date. Yes, you keep dating. Yes, you do keep spending time with your person. But the fact that Porsha tried to make it seem, well, you don't date your husband. She's like, no, I married him. So Porsha had a dumb response to a simple question that we don't have a date yet, we're still dating. That's dumb to say when you're engaged. So Porsha saying she felt attacked. I felt she didn't support me and blah, 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 blah. Porsha said what she said about Angela Yee being on Tamron Hall because Porsha is mad at Tamron. Period. Porsha, in my opinion, is messy. And then when Charlamagne and Porsha tried to make it seem as if Tamron's messy, her show is being messy because Wendy's gone. And the fact that Porsha was up there people love to say, well, Angela was up there co-sign. Angela, people don't get how hard it is to be in a group setting, to be on a group project, to be one of 3 or 4 or 5 people in a group on a show. And you are all different people with different opinions. And sometimes I ain't got time. Or sometimes you join in on the bullshit. But in my opinion, people give Angela a hard time. Why? Because she was the only woman on the show. No one has ever questioned. Charlamagne said, we have a female boss. The person who's the head of our show is a female. We have never heard anyone call out the producers and the owners at their show, at iHeartMedia, for the bullshit any of them have said over the years. We've seen Charlamagne say some of the most horrendous, misogynistic shit over the years, and no one has ever questioned the bosses. Everyone questions who? Angela Yee. Why? Because she's the only female we saw. So for people to make it seem like Angela saying, I was the only woman in that room, meaning whenever anyone had a complaint about anything being said in the female realm of things, I caught the heat. If I laughed at a joke that wasn't really funny, if I did not speak up, it all came back on me. And the fact that her 2 male co-hosts who was with her for 13 years did not even understand that, to me shows that's why she left. So Porsha coming in for who's guest co-hosting for this week, her first day of co-hosting, she's already up here co-signing Charlamagne, dissing Tamron Hall, another black woman on a TV show who is a Charlamagne is not a journalist. Envy ain't either. Porsha not either. But y'all up there bad mouthing basically Angela Yee and Tamron Hall. So Yee saying sometimes I felt like no one had my back, because in times like this where folks are blaming her because she's the only woman we see, they blame her. No one ever would speak up for her. Not the other female producers, not the boss. People in my comment section, I've seen them talk and say horrible shit about Yee because she didn't support so and so, and she didn't she that. But what about the other women on the show? No, y'all give her that heat. So her admitting it was hard for me in those 13 years being the only woman in that room. If you don't get that, that's on you. I do as a woman. When you are a lone voice in the group at work, that shit is tiring. And when Yee said on her show, on her way up with Yee show, that sometimes she would leave the studio and have to just woo-sigh because of being in that room with them men and just having to just take what how can you not get that? But some folk don't listen to her because they don't like her. And when she said that's the reason that for my lip service podcast, I did not want any men hosting with me because of what I was going through working with all men in that room for 13 years. We know how hard it is having one male boss. So for me, I wouldn't, and I'm not saying that Yee is perfect. I'm not saying that she at times did not maybe stand up more than she could have. What I'm saying is, Unless you've done that job, shut up. And I mean that respectfully. And I'm not talking to anybody here. I'm saying in general. If you can't understand her plight and saying, it was hard for me sometimes being the only woman in that room. Y'all should know that because people in the comment section, I was seeing on the, because I commented on either the shade room, on some one of the blog posts on social media, just saying how I understood how she felt. So many people, fuck you sound dumb. You ain't listening. You envy right, Porsha. I'm like, wow. Some folk not rational. And the fact that she stood there for as long as she could and then left the fucking show. It's easy to speak from a point of not knowing and saying what somebody else should do. I know what she's went. I can know what she went through. I have personal experience being a person in a group and having to get along and have everybody be heard. That's me on YouTube and also me on my job outside of YouTube. I know about being a lone voice and having to just put up with what's going on or just not to react. What does this do? Not react to what's going on. And just having to roll with the punches. And sometimes having to bite your tongue or having to laugh uncomfortably because you don't feel like fussing with somebody about whatever. Or just not saying shit. Or just not coming to work. When you feel like it's 2 against 1, and this is the thing, it's not just 2 against 1, because as she's saying, the other guys in the studio will sometimes feel how the guys felt. Sometimes it's easier, like, you know what, I'm gonna let them go, and I ain't gonna say shit. And sometimes I think she would sit there and just not say nothing, or she would laugh and be like, whatever. And also, you have to get, when we hear stuff back, we don't have the luxury to pause, rewind, re-listen to. In the moment of shit, sometimes you don't realize, that can be offensive. Maybe I should not have laughed. You can't do that because it's live. So I just feel like it's some bullshit. So for me, for Porsha to come in and then piggyback on Charlamagne and Envy, mainly saying he was lying, Tamron was messy, it made me mad. It aggravated me. Porsha to me sometimes can be a follower. Porsha to me is still around here looking for the train ticket getter for the Underground Railroad. She's still looking for the conductor of the Underground Railroad. She's still a doofus. Okay? Because if I come in to a situation where the person who was there for 13 years said it was hard for me sometimes being here, for me to turn that around from the 2 guys who I'm sitting here with, and it ain't them, no, it ain't them. It was Tamron. It was the other black woman's fault. Yeah, the other black, it's the other black lady fault. Not Charlamagne, not Envy. It's Angela's fault and it's Tamron's fault. It's what Porsha did, in my opinion. Now, Charlamagne and Envy, hands up, I ain't do it. I knew they would not take any accountability for any toughness she felt over the years. I knew I didn't expect them to come on and say, you know what, she right. Sometimes we was assholes. I never expect them to do that. And when Charlamagne at first wouldn't even comment about it, and then once Porsha blamed Tamron, and then he said, well, you know what, I do think, Tamron show wants to be messy like Wendy. And when Envy then said, I was on her show with me and my wife, whatever, talking about my book, and she then said how her experience was and this, that, the other. It's weird to me that people don't get, when you go on a talk show to talk to someone about whatever you have going on. A part of the connection, a part of the conversation is them connecting some part of what they went through to what you went through. It don't mean that what hardship or wrong stuff I did or my husband did, I'm saying that your husband did it too. But for Evie to say she tried to tell me how her sister had went through whatever, and that ain't what I went through, that ain't the point. It's a conversation. And true journalists know you have to engage people in general conversation. You have to have follow-up questions. You have to try to connect with them in one way or the other. Because even though you're not writing, even if you do not write your book, you went through A, B, C, D, F, and G. If I bring it up, it's a whole different conversation. Some people is used to being interviewed by bloggers, by YouTubers, who some is real surface level. You're not trying to get deeper into it, or some of us are messy and you're used to the mess. It can go either way. And I just feel like people who are upset that a journalist gave them follow-up questions, dug deep, tried to connect, tried to ask you, what you mean y'all engaged, but y'all haven't set a date because y'all still dating. Why get engaged to date? Porsha tried to play in that lady's face, and Tamron just caught her on it because she's a journalist. She catches stuff on the whim. And it pissed me off, okay? So Porsha, to me, was being messy towards Tamron. Now, when Lonnie Love posted on social media, because again, Porsha said that Tamron was trying to be a journalist. No, she is one. And when Lonnie pointed out, I was interviewed by Tamron and also by Gayle King, who are both journalists. Porsha reposted it and said, "Oh, isn't that nice?" And when Lonnie Love said, "Well, Porsha, this wasn't about you. I'm just saying, blah, blah, blah." Porsha, who's again, she's on, so I can find her thing. Porsha, who was still on the Breakfast Club, was going to say, we see Lonnie was trying to be, messy. She was trying to say, you know what I'm saying? When you are on the blogs for this, that, or the other, the fuck? I had to find it to show y'all. Because again, Porsha up here saying how Tamron is messy, how Tamron wants to be a journalist, but Porsha out here on a messy ass Breakfast Club show, and she's on social media being messy. So Lonnie said, for my book tours, I was interviewed by Gayle King and Tamron Hall. Both read my books because they had the books marked with notes. I was fucking shocked and honored they took the time to read it, but it helped to make a great interview. They are journalists. Because Porsha said that she tried to say that she wasn't. So when Porsha replied, "Oh, so touching and little heart," because Porsha was being messy. Because as you see, Lonnie didn't tag Porsha. She tagged her. She made a point to say Gayle King and Tamron Hall are journalists, and we need to respect that. That's a lost art form. People actually going to school and learning the craft of not just. It's easy to see a post that says this, that, or the other, and you just read the post. You don't do no due diligence. You don't go look for the details to have a educated, informed conversation. Y'all rarely would catch me on here figuring out what to talk about. I've always usually looked into stuff and to make sure we have a whole conversation. Everybody don't, I am not a journalist. I'm a YouTube blogger. But it's a detailed, deep dive one. That's why my life is so long. Okay, but my point is, okay, when Porsha, reposed saying, "Oh, so touching," Lonnie said, this is not about you, P, and I hope you know that. This is about the fact that there's a difference in journalists versus non-journalists. I'm an interviewer, but not a journalist. And I learned a lot by watching these women. I have to. If y'all don't know, when y'all come here and we talking, I love the conversation. I love being able to just not give some basic bullshit. I love the fact that I think about the deeper conversation. I love the fact that I try to incorporate parts of my life and things I've learned, and I don't only speak to what's on the surface. And I love the fact that I like to deep dive without being shady, mean, bullying, or whatever. I'm not trying to make anybody feel like I know better. I just want to help people make more informed. I want to help people have more informed conversations. If you only show, the fact that 2 + 2 is 4, but you don't show how you got there, I like the middle ground. Hey, cousin, love you. Hey, Nay, that's my cousin. Hey, cousin. But yeah, that's what I like about how I do my lives. I know some folk have real quick lives or whatever, and I can't. I like having the deep conversations, even the fact of this being a long ass conversation, because it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Right. Tamron has been a long time. She was a news anchor, having real conversations. Okay. Porsha was right here on This Nation on Praise Miley. Okay. So you would think she would know how, when you're in a group around people, it can get tough. So to me, she was being messy. I won't support the mess. Not at all. Okay. Now let's move on to the last thing around here, and that is who? Bishop Robbery. Okay. I said, what is he done today? When I saw people tagging me, I'm like, what did he do? What did he do? What happened? What? I hope he ain't live. I don't feel like having to watch along. I'm tired. I gotta go. Okay. And I'm like, oh, he got a new charge. He right here getting charged. I say, Lord, Bishop Robbery just would not go away. He just will not leave us be. Okay. It's always some kind of fraud, some kind of evasion of charges. Okay, some kind of I didn't do it, but it's evidence that I did it, so they arrest me. Okay, Bishop Robbery. Okay, we already know he was arrested in December. Okay, for the stuff with the lady money took that the man he tried to extort, and then lying to the FBI about how many phones he had while they were doing an investigation into his stuff. Okay. Well, per the New York Post, I'm going to read it. You ready for me to read it? I'm going to read it. Okay. So I'm on screen so you can't see me. Okay. I want to read what they say. So per the New York Post, okay, he is now being charged with bank fraud. Okay. He up is stealing the bank's money. Controversial Brooklyn. Let me get some water. Hold on. Okay. Controversial Brooklyn Bishop Lamar Whitehead, aka Bishop Robbery, fabricated bank records in an attempt to finance his $1 million New Jersey mansion. Okay, federal prosecutors charged him in a new indictment on Wednesday. Okay, they said to get a mortgage approved for the house he has, Whitehead, who was 44 years old, altered bank records to make it appear that an LLC he controlled had an average balance of more than $2 million, when in actuality, okay, actually, it had less than $10, the feds say. Okay, the church leader who made headlines because he was robbed at gunpoint, the jury. Okay, they also say he created a fake bank account as part of the scheme to get a mortgage in 2019. That's just 4 years ago. All this stuff he did right before we know he was getting robbed. Okay, so it says the pastor. This is all per the new. Let me say. Hold on, y'all. This is all per. I'm reading it from the website of the New York Post. Okay, now it said the pastor allegedly fabricated bank records for AMS LLC from at least in or about October 2018 and up to February 2019. In efforts to obtain a mortgage in excess of $1.3 million to fund the purchase of his house in Jersey. This fool, again, what he did was he faked bank records, saying, "Hey, this LLC account I had with on an average is more than $2 million here." He had to make the bank think he consistently had over $2 million in an account to get this $1.3 million loan for the house in Jersey. Stupid. So because of that, he was slapped with an additional count of wire fraud related to the fabricated information linked to the LLC. Okay. The feds also alleged he applied for a fraudulent $250,000 business loan using the LLC anointing management services by similarly misrepresenting the finances of the company. So again, a second time they're saying he tried to get another loan for $250K. Okay. Okay. Now they're saying we tried to get the loan for $250,000 that he did not get that loan. That's probably how they found out. He probably applied for that loan. It did not go through. And they said, hold up. He trying to say again he has all this money in his account. We don't believe him. So again, he did not get that $250 loan. Okay. It said they're not clear if the $1.3 million mortgage was approved. Okay. I was like, stupidity. Okay, stupidity. The fact that you was, girl, look. The fact that Bishop Robbery keep getting caught up in his schemes, alleged schemes. Okay. Once you have an indictment, I feel like I should not have to say allegedly because you were charged. Okay. You're charged. It's a whole new wire fraud indictment. I just feel like I should not have to say apparently, allegedly. Girl, he wants to go to jail. And I feel like was he doing these fraudulent things he's been accused of to get money? And because we always said, how did he get his money? We never knew how. So if the FBI is saying he was doing these fraudulent banking transactions, faking bank accounts, faking amounts of money in accounts, if what they are alleging that he did is how he got his money, God is not pleased. God is not pleased. Now, I don't make the news. I only report it. Okay? And Bishop is consistently always around here getting arrested. He's always around here getting caught in stuff. And the fact that the new charge of wire fraud is, how do you say, hey, I'm going to tell this bank I got a business, okay, and my business has $2 million when it really only had $10. 2 million and 10 is so far apart. Also, they were saying, again, because for the $250K he tried to get, for that loan, they said that he submitted fake bank documents in an online, not online, that's wire fraud, that's computer fraud. They said he continued. Now I'm reading from the Daily News. Okay, now I'm reading from the Daily News. I'm going to share my screen because I feel like his face needs to be seen. Okay, the picture they're using, let's share it. Wherever I go, he goes. Anyway, it says he continued to use the forged papers until February 2019. Meaning, so what that means is he has some kind of fake paperwork showing I got this amount of money in this account. So they're saying he kept using the forged papers until February 2019, including an application for a $1.3 million loan to purchase a 6-bedroom, 7-bath mansion in Jersey. The drawn up documents included entirely fabricating a bank account that did not, in fact, exist. Not an account that didn't exist. Alternating statements to make it look like the company had more than $2 million, when in fact during that time the bidders had an average ending balance of less than $10. Of course, the lawyer, we're gonna fight these charges. We is innocent. He is innocent. He'll plead not guilty. Okay, when he's arraigned on these charges, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. I mean, if you want to go to jail, to say that. If you want to go back to jail, just say that. And I feel like because he keeps going live, he keeps talking, he won't just hush. This is my thing. If he's innocent or guilty, I'm going to say this. Once you charge me with shit, I'm not going to speak on it at all. I'm going to let my lawyers handle it. I'm going to say as least as possible so that way there's not evidence of me saying lies on social media to the world. Every time he go live and speak about stuff, it's evidence. Even if it's something as simple as a clock behind you that's diamond encrusted that you told us that was stolen in a burglary, but you went live walking to your house and we said the feds will look for everything to get you on whatever it is. If you ride here in your Bentley riding around with your fancy clothes, your fancy jewelry, okay, I would not be around here saying nothing at all. He can try to come for me if he wants to. He can try. He gonna win. Okay, go out there and fight your real criminals who coming after you. Okay, the F, the B, and the I. So to me, his problem is he just won't shut up. The more you talk, the more the feds get on you. And he can't come for me because I haven't said anything is fact. I give an opinion all day. And I read the court documents for what he's been accused of. He's been charged with stuff. If he's charged with it, I don't have to say allegedly. These are the allegations that he's charged with. Okay? So, I don't care. Anyway, that's all. Because I feel like nothing else is going on. Okay, so I will talk to y'all later on. I don't know. I'll probably be back on Friday. I think I'm taking tomorrow off. I've been putting the videos up all week and stuff. Okay, now again, I want to remind y'all, do not forget. Okay, I'll be around here, and I'll be around here posting content in the daytime. Okay, in the daytime. So what you have to do is every day go to my channel and say, "Hey, does Jaylee have anything up?" Yes, she does. Because sometimes you don't know, but it'll be 12 p.m. and I be having a video up, and you don't even know it. It'll be 2 p.m. I have a video up, and you don't even know it. Okay, so be sure to come around here, okay, and see. I told y'all this earlier. I said, look, I did Potomac, I did, Escape in them show. Okay, I'll be doing stuff around here, okay, on the video. So again, during the daytime, make sure to watch the channel to see. I'm trying to put out more content and not only be on live at 9 p.m. during the week. Okay, I can put up stuff in the daytime. Watch it too. Okay, now, y'all know what to do. Okay, y'all know to subscribe to my channel to become a JayBird, JayBird, ... Y'all know to also like the video, please and thank you. Okay, y'all know to also follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, also on Twitter and TikTok the talk. Okay, share the video if you're watching replay. Comment in the comment section. I think all of the people watching live, I think all of y'all will watch replay. Everyone, it's greatly appreciated. Okay, love you all. I gotta go. Gotta go right now. Okay. Be safe. Be safe. I love you all. Be safe. I love you all. Bye.